What is up guys, it's Arnik. Tutorial Tuesday with another video for you guys. Today we will cover the basics of keyframing and easing in After Effects. In case you're not familiar with it, keyframes are used inside of After Effects to animate your scene. Basically you can keyframe anything, from position to scale, rotation, effects, you name it. In this video we will only cover a fraction of what is possible with keyframing, because this field is enormous and there's so much to it, I couldn't do it in one video. But with these basics you can already put some nice stuff together. So let's get right to it. So here we are in Adobe After Effects 2020. I already opened up a main composition with basic settings of 1920 by 1080, as you can see right here. But any format will do from this one. To make it as simple as possible, let me just go ahead and create a square. Something like this. And now we want to alter the position of this shape. So we hit P on the keyboard, which opens up the position values. And to create a keyframe, we click this stopwatch icon right there. Now we have one keyframe here, move down the timeline, and by moving the shape over, the keyframe was automatically set for the second part. And already we got the movement, as you can see here. But it doesn't feel natural as the start and stop is kind of abruptly. So we highlight both keyframes and hit F9 on the keyboard. This eases the keyframes and you already can see the result. The start and end is a lot smoother and feels more natural, as objects normally don't just start moving immediately, but slowly start and slowly stop. Now, if we want to adjust the easing of one keyframe, we have two options. The first is by highlighting the one keyframe, right-click and choose keyframe velocity. This opens up a new window with incoming velocity on the left and outgoing velocity on the right side. We keep 0 pixels per second and choose an influence of 100%. Now if we play it back, we can see that the end is a lot smoother and a lot slower. But now we also want to change the first keyframe. So we do the same, we go to the first keyframe, right click, choose keyframe velocity and set the outgoing velocity influence to 50%. It might take a couple of times to really get behind this model, but once you're in it, it does feel natural. Of course, there's also another option of easing the keyframes, and that is the graph editor. I know that many prefer this one over the value-based version, as you literally can see how the movement will be affected. To do so, again, highlight the keyframe you want to adjust, and then simply hit this icon right here. Now there opens up the graph editor. Just make sure that edit speed graph is checked. And with these handles down here, we can alter the impact the keyframe has on the movement. And it is a lot clearer to see how it will change the keyframe's behavior. Again, a couple of test runs and you'll get into it. If we want to add, let's say, rotation to one of the shapes, we just highlight the shape. And as we already have opened up the position values, we hit Shift R to also have the rotation values accessible. Now add a keyframe at the current position, go to the beginning of the clip, and by changing the values, we automatically add another keyframe. Highlight both keyframes, ease them according to what you're looking for. In my case, I'll go with 0.50 for both. And let's look at the result. Yeah, happy with that. As I mentioned, everything is keyframeable. I have no clue if that even is a word, but I guess you get the point. So I would encourage you to go ahead and experiment for yourself a bit with the things you learned today, because that really is the way you learn the most. Also, there will be an advanced tutorial on keyframing in the future, so stay tuned for that. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!